Okay, so like more than a year ago, I was newly a senior in high school, which is the time all the little American girls, American boys, and everybody submits their college applications. And what I did is I made this super fun, super uplifting video about how I was not pursuing my dream of going to art school.
The dream was animation. I'm applying to schools to major in nursing, which is not animation.
It's a funny relic, kind of looking back at it, now that I'm basically done with my first year of college. I have one more test tomorrow, and then I'm like, going to college for animation was something that I planned for all of high school, and it was something that I had worked towards every single night after high school, after doing all my homework, after friendship stuff. But I finally got to a point where I was like, okay, I can apply to art school. And then I decided, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna apply to art school, so. But looking back at that video, looking back at that little girl with her little short hair, wearing her little socks, you can't see it in the video, but she was scared that people would look at her feet. That girl was absolutely terrified.
I am terrified.
She had just had to make the impossible decision between pursuing the dream at an incredibly high risk of years of unemployment in LA's insane economy, and pursuing a career that she knew would make a livable wage, but at the risk of having to live her whole life with the burden of wondering what could have been. So here I am. My hair's a lot longer, I'm in my little dorm, and I keep thinking back to that girl who couldn't go a day without thinking, was I making the wrong decision? And now I know, no, she wasn't. Good job giving up on your dreams. Here's why. The animation industry is cooked. Fried, royally fried. It's like those California rolls of sushi that they put in the deep fryer for no reason. That's the animation industry. From the outside, the common person can see the cycle of movies flopping. Companies are scared to take risks in new movies, and then those ones flop even harder. Snow White. A lot of people are complaining about this thing, but I'm really passionate about complaining about this thing, so I'm gonna do it too. But like just for like 20 seconds. Snow White is not a one-off flop. It is a case study into the mindset of company executives to create sequels and remakes, and also a case study into the public getting bored of this. Disney was trying so hard to create another risk-free money printer of a movie that people finally picked up on it with the freaky ass dwarves and the actors that didn't really want to be in a remake of Snow White, because I mean, to their credit a little bit, why do we really need a remake of Snow White? But yeah, people didn't go see this one. Good job, people. I don't know, I just think it's really funny that the remake of a Disney movie about following your dreams inspired me to not do that. Okay, I'll talk about something else now. So, in addition to this executive-driven stripping of creativity, the teams at big studios, the studios I aspired to work for, are horribly overworked. And even if a worker spends all of their waking hours slaving over a project they likely do not even feel passionate about, there is also a very high chance that they will be laid off due to the massive layoffs that plague the current industry. And then, after all is said and done, it is incredibly unlikely to get a job in the first place. So yeah, I did a pre-college program in 2023 at Ringling College of Art and Design, and it was great, lovely, but like 70% of the people that I met there wanted to work in animation. They had the same dream as me, and that was really cool. It's like, oh my goodness, like fast friends. People want to do the same thing as me. And then it's also like, holy shit, y'all are my future competition. Y'all are the other job applications that I have to be better than. So that all sucks for me. I already talked about how that all sucks for me in my baby YouTube video from years ago, but I wanted to update the video because now I feel like those problems I was facing have seeped into like so many other industries that people want to go into. You're told that you can be anything you want to be. You go to college, you learn how to do your job, and then you go and do your job. Because of the current job climate, it is becoming more and more of a common occurrence to learn that that is total bullshit. So I've seen some TikToks recently about like the art majors pull up to the homeless shelter, but the beds were already taken by the computer science students. And I was like, what? I knew art students were screwed. That's something that like you're kind of accepting when you choose art as a major. You understand it's a risky major to choose, but I thought computer science was the safe choice for a college major. And it was. 5 years ago. Overall, the computer science industry is doing great. According to the US Bureau of Labor Statistics, the amount of jobs in computer science from 2023 to 2033 is going to increase at a rate of 26%, a rate described as much faster than average. I actually recently had dinner with my dad, who works at a computer science company. He works in marketing, and I told him that computer science is actually now a really risky major to choose. I know this from the personal experience of so many people, and he looked at me like I was crazy. He did that thing where he just like smiles at me and like eyebrow. I want to say eyebrow. He raises his eyebrow. But I was like, okay, I'm gonna prove you wrong. So I did some research, and I did find out that there is this massive gap between overall trends in the industry and the personal experience of recent grads with degrees in computer science. So, more in line with what the people are saying, according to the Wall Street Journal and the great giver of jobs himself, Indeed, students seeking 4-year computer science degrees rose 41% from 2018 to 2022. But postings on Indeed for software development roles have dropped 30%. The US actually employs less software developers now than it did pre-pandemic in like 2018. And this is before AI has done its worst in terms of replacing coding jobs. So the entry level is oversaturated. There are too many college grads. It's going to be a shit show trying to find a computer science job in 2025. The major known for being a smart choice is now a hellhole. And if computer science is cooked, of course I was thinking to myself, yeah, if I chose art, I would be royally cooked. I would be burnt to a crisp. And it's all part of a bigger issue. This is it. This is like my thesis. These facts that I am about to share with you about the dumpster fire that is getting your little baby Gen Z as hired in the year 2025 is why I am glad I gave up on my dreams of the art thing. But wait, shut up. The job market, it's doing good. There's historically low unemployment. There are 7.2 million open jobs. There's a labor shortage. They need you. America needs you. And it's so easy to apply for a job now with the invention of applying for jobs on the internet. And from the comfort of your own couch, you lazy fuck. But they've ruined it. They've ruined it for everybody. Online job posting websites ruined it for everybody. That is the only way to do it now. You have to do it on the internet. If you're graduating from college and do not have a position already lined up, you don't walk into town, see a hiring sign, go into that place and give whoever's in charge a firm yet friendly handshake to make a good impression. They say, shut up asshole, apply on our website. Have you heard of ghost jobs? They're like jobs and they look like jobs, but there's actually no job there. There's no money. You don't get any money. It's when a company posts about a job but has little to no intention of actually hiring a single one of those applicants to fill that position. Here's the kicker. You can still apply to them though. They look like real jobs. You just have to take your chances and apply anyways because you gotta get hired. Have you heard about the economy? Things cost a lot of money now. These ghost jobs exist for a number of reasons, including, but not limited to, making a company look good. Hopes of getting the most perfect, amazing candidate in the whole world. And also, it's just posted in tons of different locations to increase application numbers. Your time is being wasted. You don't have a choice. Employers are no longer limited to the handful of people that respond to their help wanted sign and come to an in-person interview. They now have access to hundreds of thousands of candidates. And why settle for someone who's pretty good when you're perfect, magical, like good, other words for good, candidate is out there? And all you have to do to find them is just post a million different job postings. One of these online job posting hiring websites, Glassdoor, found that on average, each of their corporate job postings attracts approximately 250 resumes. only 4 to 6 will get called to interview, and 1 will get the job from those who apply. Yeah, those aren't good odds. Count to 1. Now count to 250. You won't do it because I don't have that level of authority over you. But also you won't do it because that's a really big number. Also, automated rejection systems. Over 97% of Fortune 500 companies, it's like a stock thing. It's like over 97% of these Fortune 500 companies use an ATS, or an applicant tracking system. Because obviously, of course, how are they gonna have a human look over every single applicant out of the average of hundreds of applicants for each job posting? These systems filter out applications not just based on qualifications, but also if they don't have like the formatting or specific word choice that the algorithm is looking for in your resume. So online job posting websites waste your time and have computers treat you like a number. It's incredibly common for Gen Zers to apply to hundreds and hundreds of jobs and hearing absolutely nothing back. Okay, so maybe the process is more tedious. But if the job market is so awful, why isn't everyone complaining more about it? It's because it's mainly an issue for Gen Z. Things are fine for everybody else. Like, not fine, but like it's the worst for Gen Z. The unemployment rate for Gen Z is around twice the national average. And of course there's the stigma that Gen Z is lazy and a bunch of little iPad babies that won't get off their ass, and when they do, they don't know how to act in a work environment. And there's definitely some truth to that, but it can't account for all of that. Just like computer science and my dream field of animation, which I will get back to talking about at some point, there is oversaturation among many other fields now due to the concept known as the Great Stay. Basically, people are not quitting and opening new slots. Obviously, this sucks for recent grads. And with the onslaught of recent grads applying for positions, companies increase the barrier for entry. 91% of entry-level jobs require 3+ years of experience. I hate this. We are so royally cooked. You can still get a job in this economy. Obviously, even the great stayers cannot stay forever, and new positions will inevitably open up. But this especially hurts when you wanted to go into an industry that was already competitive, and now you know it's going to be cutthroat and destroy your mental health for at least 20 years while you're getting established. So let's do some kind of like finishing up. I didn't pursue animation as a college major. I ended up here for nursing. And I promise it's definitely not that I don't like nursing. I just also need a creative outlet. One thing that was pointed out a lot on the little original YouTube video is that the animation industry very well may turn for the better at some point. But with the threat of AI and the restructuring of the entire TV industry due to streaming, I just can't depend on that. I operated under the mentality for a long time that if I didn't become a character animator, I would never forgive myself. I mean, I knew that wasn't healthy. I knew I'd probably suck it up and get over it at some point, but that felt like such a reality in the moment. But I didn't lie in the title. I don't regret my decision to not major in anything art related. I wanted to tell stories. And not to be all motivational, but who's to say I'm not doing that right now? Look at me go. I'm trying so hard to keep up my energy right now. I'll bring up a point from the old video I made. I think telling people to blindly follow their dreams is dumb. Because when people realize that following the exact path they laid out in their head as their dreams isn't possible, they feel like a failure. It's definitely this feeling of, you just didn't take a risk. You just didn't believe in yourself enough. You didn't try hard enough. All these people in movies and TV, they followed their dreams, and that worked out great for them because they were committed to it. Why aren't you committed to it, you stupid fuck? When in reality, the system is not accommodating to dreams whatsoever. And then that brings up the question, should it be more accommodating to dreams? Or is that just the way the real world works? Is there even a way to fix this? I don't actually know what a thesis is. I think this is also my thesis. You have to pursue your dreams in a way that works for you. And with the way the world works, you have to learn to be okay with that. Sometimes I kind of like tough love, so suck it up, bitch. And good luck out there, soldier. I heard it's kind of rough right now. Holy shit, I can go to bed.